and welcome to WRPB and WRPB Studios. Okay, so you guys know that here at the studio we're animal lovers. Joe does the show, he comes in with his dog. We went out and bought treats to make sure. I have 2 cats. With me is Melanie, and you have the kitty cup?
The Kitty Cup, yes. We are a cat cafe located in Port St. Lucie.
Okay, why?
Why not?
That's a good answer, why not? But, I mean, there's a million opportunities and things to do. Why'd you pick that?
I think it's important that in our cat cafe, the cats in the cat room are socialized with people and other cats, making them more adoptable. I will work with local area shelters. I am working with local area shelters to house their cats, and every cat in the cat room is up for adoption. So I just think it's important to help our shelters that are already at capacity house their cats.
So, let me see if I get this right. So, cat cafe. What is a cat cafe?
Okay, so the Kitty
Cafe.
Cup is a cafe and a cat room. So when you enter our cafe, you're in the cafe. Then there's a giant 10-foot window, and that window looks into the cat room. So you can come in, get some coffee, get a snack, maybe a glass of wine, and sit and look into the cat room. Or for $15 an hour, you can make a reservation to go into the cat room. Once guests are in the cat room, they can take their drinks, they can take their snacks, and they can come in and hang out with the cats for an hour.
Oh, okay, so I guess it's tough because now you're going to be feeding a whole bunch of cats and
Yes,
taking care of a whole bunch of
feeding and
cats.
housing
and
and
cleaning.
staffing to clean up after them, yes.
So that's where the $15 an hour comes
Exactly, yep.
in. So basically, if I'm getting this correct, you're actually your own, and I'm using the term, but it's not the right term, humane society. Or adoption facility.
I'm more like a giant foster home for the shelter, yes.
Okay, so will you have the ability to adopt the animals out?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you have all the paperwork that you need and whatever.
Yes, you can leave with a cat that day.
Okay, and I'm guessing that before a cat comes into your facility, it's got its shots and...
Yes, every cat at the Kitty Cup is fully vaccinated, unless it's a kitten that isn't old enough for its rabies shot yet. It is spayed or neutered. It has gone through a health screening at the Humane Society of Treasure Coast to ensure that it's healthy and capable of living around other cats.
So, what's interesting, guys, you have to understand is that a lot of people who do stuff like that have been around animals since they're kids. You, my dear, really started in 2020.
Yes, yes.
Now, what happened?
Okay.
That you got a cat.
Yes. So my husband and daughter were volunteers for the Humane Society of the Treasure Coast, and in 2020 they decided to become fosters. They went in to foster a cat, and this little orange and white cat chose my daughter, and she brought him home, and 2 weeks later we made him ours and we adopted him. And he changed the whole trajectory of my life.
Yeah, and they do that.
Yes.
Okay? Most times for the better. Sometimes they make you want to lose. I had more hair before I started getting cats. You know, what's interesting is watching a cat is very calming and very exciting and very nerve-wracking sometimes.
Yes.
Some of the habits they come up with, or some of the things they come up with, like, we're talking about, I have 2. The black cat has a thing against paper towels.
Oh, gosh.
He doesn't like paper towels. Don't put any near him. He's going to destroy them.
Oh, my gosh.
That's his thing.
Uh-huh.
She has this thing about, if it's on the table, I have to knock it off. Okay? So whatever's on the table, I'm going to knock off. And then you bend down, then you, like a fool, you bend down and pick it up and I'll watch you.
Yes,
Okay?
yep.
And that's what cats are like.
Yeah, we don't own cats. Our cats own us.
Right. That's true. We found that for us, it was better to have 2
Yes.
than
yeah.
1.
Yep.
And they get along, and sometimes they fight and hiss. I say fight, but it's really play.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So you put a bunch of cats in one room, do they all get along?
So
On the whole?
on a whole, yes. it's not always going to be perfect. There's going to be playing that looks like fighting and stuff
Right.
like that. Anytime a cat comes into our cat room that maybe gets a little more stressed out or isn't a good fit, we do keep kennels in a storage area to house them separately until somebody from the shelter can come and maybe take them back if they have to. Or they're all given plenty of time to acclimate, though. There's a whole hidden area behind the cat room that just the cats and my staff can get to. So if those cats don't want to be around other cats or people that day, they can go and hide and get away.
It's interesting because cats, unlike dogs, have a different way. You almost never have to worry that the cats are going to kill one another.
Right.
Unlike dogs.
Right.
Okay? They, first of all, from what I see, from mine, they can tolerate a lot of abuse from the other one.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And when they don't, they can get away. Dogs don't have that. Dogs will stay there and fight.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
So, you decide to do this. Were you volunteering at the...
I was, yes.
Okay.
In the years get away from me, 2022, I began volunteering with my daughter at the shelter because my husband had to go away for work and she was too young. She had to have an adult with her. So she got me involved so she could continue volunteering while her dad was out of town. And I fell in love with it, so I started volunteering once a week on my own. I would go without her to take care of the cats.
My wife can't do that because we'd have 400
You
cats.
bring them all home.
She doesn't. She has to walk past without looking.
Yes.
When we pass adoption places, and that's what cats do to you for some reason, and they start off with the cute effect as a kitten, and then they just grow on you. And
Yeah.
I mean, there are different. Like this is our second Maine Coon,
Okay.
and he don't know how to shut up. So he's talking constantly, and she doesn't say anything.
Aww.
She will put her face in your mouth to take food out. You could give him a piece of chicken right in his face, and he won't even look at it or eat it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
Wow.
their personalities are always so different, and that's why when you get a cat, you're gonna end up getting a cat that finds you instead of you finding the cat.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
All right, let's start with the cafe.
Yes.
So what are you gonna have at the cafe? I know you said.
Yeah, we have coffee. We'll have a full espresso bar. We have beer and wine, along with iced teas and lemonades. We do have some canned soft drinks and bottled water, stuff like that as well.
Okay, and foods?
Food, yeah. So we do, we have bakery items, pastry, stuff like that. We have some meat and cheese options if you want to have some meat and cheese with your wine. Our menu tends to change and vary just depending on what I feel like that week.
But it's a simple menu.
Exactly,
Okay.
yes.
You're not like a full kitchen menu.
No, we don't prepare anything in-house.
Oh, okay, all
No,
right.
we don't prepare anything in-house.
So you're not a restaurant.
Correct.
Okay, so I walk in, and I'm in the cafe area, and there's tables and chairs,
Yes.
and then you said this window. How big a window is it?
It's a 10-foot window,
Okay,
10 foot wide.
10 foot wide, and which gives you a view of the cat room.
Yes, correct.
On average, how many cats at one time are around?
On average, we house anywhere from 10 to 15, I would say. Per city code, we can have a maximum of 20 cats, but 10 to 15 is usually where we're at, depending. If we have a lot of adoptions on certain days or certain weeks, then that number goes down. But
The coolest thing, not the coolest, but one of the coolest things about what you do is that if any of you guys go to any shelter, they're inundated with cats, and people are going and buying pets when there are so many amazing ones that you can adopt.
yes, absolutely.
So you take some of the pressure off of the shelters.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so now I have to ask this. You feed the cats, okay, and you kitty litter the cats?
Yep, food, litter, water, toys.
So I'm sure you understand, even though you're a short-time cat person, but pets are a full-time job,
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
The good thing about cats is that, like, I just went on a cruise. So it was a day and a half, for 2 days, whatever. And cats have the ability So you can leave a cat for 2 days.
Yes, yeah.
Enough food, enough water, enough clean kitty litter pans, and they're happy to see you go, but they're not happy when you're gone.
No, they're mad that you're gone.
And when you come back, they stick their nose up at you.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And I have 2, so they have each other for company.
Yes.
And I have cameras in the house, so I got to watch them while I was away.
Nice.
And that was kind of cool. So when it comes to the ability to adopt, do you go on the same guidelines as the Humane Societies?
Yes. So I'm working with the Humane Society of the Treasure Coast, which I mentioned, and also the Humane Society of St. Lucie County. We are all 3 working together with cats from both shelters. I use Humane Society of the Treasure Coast as like my clearinghouse, so that everybody is on the same page and we all just kind of go through everything together. So with that being said, the adoption guidelines are whatever the shelter has in place. So it's like when you go to a pet store and they house cats from the shelter and they do an adoption, it's the same exact thing.
So basically, you're using the paperwork from the Humane Society.
Yes.
And Humane Society is actually a member of the Stuart Martin Chamber, which I'm on the board. So it's really, as an animal lover and disgusted on how people buy pets. It's my biggest pet peeve.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's so many great animals there, and they're not breeders, and yet they don't get their animals fixed.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Because getting it fixed will calm them down and change their personality, make them sweeter.
Yeah.
I told you Fee, which is short for catastrophe, was a scratchy bitey until she was fixed.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So when people come in and then decide to go into the cat room, are there tables in the cat room?
The cat room is more like a giant living room. Couches, overstuffed chairs, things like that.
So those are things that have to be replaced because you have cats.
Yes. Yeah.
Cat. And again, if you're a cat lover or a pet lover, you understand that your furniture is really their furniture.
Yep.
And it's going to have to be replaced. You can't buy, like, hey, I'm going to buy this leather couch. Well, yeah, that doesn't really work.
No.
Even with a dog. Because dogs have their nails and they jump on the couches. Cats scratch. It's their nature to scratch. No matter how many times you tell them at that one spot, don't scratch there, they're coming back.
Yep.
They'll push the limit as much as they can.
Yep. That's the cat's room, so they can do whatever they want in there.
So, how old is your daughter?
My daughter is actually 16 now.
Oh, okay. So she's ready to deal with a place like that.
Yep, she's ready to work there.
So she's going to be working there.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so is that her ultimate? I mean, I know as a parent, I built this company for my daughter.
Okay.
But my daughter doesn't need this company. Her fiance makes more money than I'll ever make. Is this the ultimate goal, that your daughter will take it over?
No.
She doesn't want it.
No. She wants to go to Harvard Law and get into politics and maybe be president one day. That's
Politics.
literally her goal in life.
I don't understand why anybody wants to be in politics. That's me.
I don't think she wants my cat cafe.
But does she love animals?
She loves animals. She is the reason they started volunteering at the shelter to begin with. We also foster animals at our home for the shelter, and she takes care of them whenever we have them. The most we've had is 6 kittens at once, and that is a lot of work.
Yep.
But she does it. We're fostering a medical case right now where he has bad skin allergies. So we're trying to keep him in a controlled environment to pinpoint what his allergies are, and she takes care of him every day.
Who's your clientele?
Oh, anybody who likes cats, anybody who just wants to hang out with cats. Even if you don't, maybe you like cats but you're allergic, you can still come in and see the cats from the cafe side. People who maybe can't have a cat right now, can't have a pet, maybe they just want to come in and hang out with cats. Or people actively looking to adopt. I mean, really.
Which is the best thing.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to adopt, that's kind of where you want to go. Where are you located?
We are off Southwest Gatlin, 1461.
Okay, and I guess we can find you on Facebook.
Yep, we're on
that's
Facebook.
how we found you.
Yes, yep. Facebook,
Okay.
Instagram.
And you have a website?
Yes, thekittycup.com.
Everybody adopt. Always adopt. And what's really cool is in the cat room, all the cats are free, right? Running free.
They're not free. They are up for adoption, though.
I don't mean free that.
Oh.
I mean running free.
Running free, yes.
So you
free
can
roaming.
go in there, sit on the couch, and whoever comes to you, you know you have to take home.
Exactly. That you just come sit, and the cats will choose you.
That's true. It's really pretty amazing. You know, I got to tell you, there's something about having a cat that's extremely calming, and not a day goes by that I don't laugh hysterically at something that my silly cats do.
Yeah.
And it's what's another amazing thing is when you have a cat, there's everybody who has a cat, you just take their cell phone and you'll find pictures of the cats. A gazillion pictures of their cat. More than their kids.
Yep.
Their cats come first. Polly, I want to thank you for coming in. I want to thank you for what you do.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Because I think that you guys volunteering is really important. But what you're about to do now is a commitment to the cats.
Yes.
Okay? And that is really so important. Everybody, check it out. Okay? When you leave there, you're going to leave with probably a cup of coffee and a cat.
Yes.
Okay? Everybody. The Kitty Cup on Facebook?
Yep, on Facebook.
And the kittycup.com. We'll be right back.